Hi, I'm Sigrid, and you're listening to Main Pod Girl.
Hey, welcome to Main Pod Girl, a podcast made by Popheads for Popheads. Every episode, we'll be diving into all kinds of pop culture topics with some of our favorite artists and music commentators. I'm your host, AJ Marks.
And I'm your guest co-host, Carly. I'm your former mod, current Pophead, and future Eras Tour concert attendee. We are so excited to introduce today's special guest. She's a Scandi treasure, if I can say so myself. After a swift rise to pop stardom in 2017 with the EP Don't Kill My Vibe, she released two banging pop albums that both went #1 in Norway and top 5 in the UK, each packed with pop hits such as Strangers, Don't Feel Like Crying, and Mirror. I've seen her in concert 4 times now, and she recently came out with the single The Hype, which definitely lived up to its name. Sigrid.
Wow, thank you, and hello. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Great.
I'm good. I'm back home. It is very rainy in Ålesund, but good excuse to stay inside.
So you're saying if it was sunny, you would not be inside talking to us?
No, I would. But I think it's a Norwegian thing that when it's sunny outside, Norwegians just feel really bad about staying inside. So we feel like we should be outside. And even if you don't go outside, you look out the window and be like, I should exploit this good weather because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, we didn't have summer this year. We had pre-fall, which is now going into actual fall.
Fun. What's everyone listening to?
Ooh, let me pull out my playlist. Actually, right before we started talking now, I found a completely new artist. Haven't heard of her before, but she's called Milja and the Milky Way. Found her on Norway's version of BBC Introducing. That program in the UK connected to like BBC where you can discover new music. We have the same thing in Norway called Urørt or Untouched Music. So I saw that today. So I thought that song, Maybe I'm the Problem. It was a cool song.
I love that.
So that's what I've been listening to for the past hour.
I've been listening to a lot of Hosier, the new album Unreal Unearthed, which is so good, so ethereal. And also to throw it back to the last time I was on this podcast with Macy Peters, I've been listening to a lot of her first album, specifically the song I'm Trying, parentheses, not friends, which is a banger.
It's great.
We love Macy Peters. I'm listening to a lot of Fly By Midnight. I just talked to them last week. They're great. I'm listening to the new Doja Cat songs, some new Boys Like Girls, some new Leah Kate. And just recently, there was this really idiosyncratic, like weird pop song by Netta. She won Eurovision.
Oh.
She's from Israel, I think. And the song is called Wonderful and Great. And it's so weird. Like it's like a bunch of kids, I guess, on a playground singing the chorus. And then there's like a guy with a British accent that comes in and goes, wonderful and great, like at the very end. And it's really weird. I really like it.
I love that.
First time I heard it, I was like, is this good? And I haven't been able to stop listening since. Let's get into talking about the music. Where to even start, though? Maybe with your latest single, The Hype. It's very vulnerable in a lot of ways. Can you talk a bit about how this song came to be and what it means to you?
Yeah, the song has different layers. It's equally about love and dating and the expectations that come with that. And also it's about my relation to music industry. And I've been in it for 6 years. So I think like there's 2 ways of listening to the song. Both are equally as like important and personal to me. It's a song I wrote with Nick Hahn in London this year. And when we wrote it, I think I was just asking if we could get a pad sounding like this. And then I'd start playing on the pad and then just singing the melodies. And then it was all teamwork from there, kind of usually how I write, not having too many things going on at the same time. It's usually just having like a pad or just a piano or something and play and go back and forth to playing the piano myself, let the producer play a little bit, run around the studio, hum a lot, pick out the best melodies and getting the lyrics to like materialize themselves. Like sometimes there's just a word that comes out, other times a feeling, but I feel like I really nailed it. It's a topic that I've found hard to talk about and sing about without it sounding just like I'm complaining. But I think we nailed that feeling of how it is to have something, I mean, some of my songs became fairly successful, which is great, sick. I'm very, very thankful for my whole career, but there's also things that come with the job that is not so fun, and the pressure that I put on myself, the pressure people have put on me because I make pop music, and there's commercial potential in pop music and the expectations, just because that's the music I love. No one has ever forced me to make pop music. It's the thing that is the closest to my heart. And then that pressure is probably something you drag into your private life as well.
Yeah, I find it so interesting to listen to a song that is about like imposter syndrome, both in your daily work life, which is something that like a lot of people feel, like no matter what they work with, but also like in your personal relationships, and like seeing the parallels between that. It was really fun.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think, I mean, there's a big strength in it as well. I feel the strength in the song probably comes from the vocals. Like you can sing heartbreaking lyrics, but it's the way you deliver it and the way you can use something that is vulnerable, but use it for a strength, which I think comes across in the song. Yeah, and I think it's super relatable as well. In obviously not like the artist part isn't maybe that relatable, but the part of expectations when you meet someone for the first time and you want to put the best version of yourself forward, and then of course that image is going to find its cracks eventually,
especially with online dating now.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like, did I live up to my profile, or did I live up to what my friends said about me, or
getting a job that you're nervous about.
Ooh, yeah. I think the angle that you chose for the song really kind of sold it, because I think that like you really painted a picture of the kind of consequences that come with that. It wasn't like a pity party. It was like, yeah, this is just something that comes with the job.
Oh, I'm glad that's how you perceive it. Yeah, because I am super lucky, and it's like, that's not thoughts I walk around with all the time. Obviously, that was an emotion. Then you make a song about it, and it feels amazing to just have it out there. I think the favorite lyric I have in the song is that you only call me when I've done something extraordinary.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, I love it. It feels like I'm angry when I'm singing it. Obviously, I'm hurt. That line is very much like love type of line.
The Hype is also kind of like a pop banger, in addition to being a very, very vulnerable song. You've written a lot of pop bangers, Don't Kill My Vibe, Strangers, Burning Bridges, to name a few. Do you approach like writing big tent pop songs different from when like you write a ballad? Do you get like a feeling when writing something that this will be a pop anthem?
I think I'd probably walk in with the same intention every time. My playlist, if I were to show you the music I listen to when I'm cooking at home, like it's all folky guitar, soft voice. Like,
we love a cooking playlist.
Oh, it's the best. And just anything that's like soothing is what I would listen to at home. But when I'm in the studio, I find it really hard to make soft, cozy songs. Like I'll have ballads, but the ballads are still like, I fucking mean it with the lyrics. Like I always like strain the vocal and like sing my heart out. In many ways, I feel like I should have been like a pop vocalist in the 80s, just singing all these cheesy ballads.
Holding out for a hero.
I love it. If karaoke was a genre, that's like my favorite. A power ballad. I love it.
Yeah, bring back the power ballad.
Oh, and like a lot of my songs are probably power ballads to begin with. It's just the way you produce it afterwards. You can get away with a lot if you have a cool production, I think. The hype on piano is kind of a power ballad. But yeah, it's usually the same approach to the songwriting. I think the only thing that's different is like some days you'll write a whole thing on guitar, or you write a whole song on piano and no equipment and nothing else is involved, and other times I'll just listen to a track like a loop on repeat and more like your classic like top liner way of working of just like humming and humming.
For The Sims, because I really want to talk to you about The Sims while we're here.
From one topic to another. Love it.
I love your affection for The Sims. Is your favorite part designing the houses, the characters, or like having things play out and like having people interact?
Am I talking to people who are gaming Sims right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah. My favorite part of Sims, growing up, I used to design the house, and my sister, who's 3 years older than me, Johanna, she would live the life, and I would sit next to her and watch most of the time. Because she was the older sister, so I didn't really have a choice.
But you made the house at least.
But she let me make like a couple of rooms. I was a terrible designer. I remember one of their needs that needs to be on green. I made rooms just for that need. So they would just walk into this room and I had like a bunch of plants, disco floor, so they could dance on it.
Oh, wow.
And I had paintings. It looked like a mix between a botanical garden, a club, and an art gallery.
Okay, but we need that. We need you to perform in one of those.
That'll be good.
I would go.
But I like designing houses, and then I discovered how fun it was to live a life. So being on tour and like in the tour bus, living the pop life, which is also not so glamorous. I mean, it's mostly sweaty showers and club gigs, and on the occasional night you play like Wembley Arena and it's fucking amazing. But when I was in the tour bus and I was feeling a bit homesick, I downloaded the laundry package so I could do laundry and vacuum clean the house, take my sim to work, feed the cats, do the laundry, hang up the clothes.
It's your home away from home.
Exactly, and do all these like normal things that I wasn't able to do. So that's been very nice. And also in the pandemic, I was living here in this house that I'm in right now with my parents, so for months. And at one point I started making an exact replica of my childhood home.
I love doing that.
Yeah, so I was walking around the whole house, finding paintings and pictures that looked exactly like here in the kitchen, the knife setup thing, getting everything in the exact order as we have it at home. So that was pretty cool.
How do you get the CC?
The CC?
The custom content.
Or are you a base pack girly?
Oh, you guys are pros. No, I'm a noob on Sims. I'm not good. And I realized that when I was playing with Aurora, the artist.
Oh, I love that.
We were going to have like a game night. And she was such a pro knowing all these cheat codes. And I was just looking at her like, oh, teach me. What is this world?
I know that you did a Simlish version of Don't Kill My Vibe.
Career highlight.
How did that come about? Did you get to like write your own Simlish lyric?
No. They sent it to me, so they didn't approach me. We asked them, can we please make this happen?
Amazing.
So, yeah, but sometimes you gotta ask. It was Don't Kill My Vibe in Simlish for the Parenthood expansion pack, Sims 4.
Parents were telling their kids, don't kill my vibe.
Exactly. It was suitable. It was in the trailer as well. You can find it on YouTube. It's pretty sick.
I love that.
And one time it appeared on the radio when I was gaming Sims. Epic.
It just came on the radio. Oh, on the radio in Sims. Okay, yeah, I was like, it came on the radio while you were playing. I was like, what language do most people think that was in?
No, that would be so good.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, I remember they sent me an MP3 of someone who works in EA Games. I have no name, I have no photo, I don't know who this person is, but legend who was singing into a phone, just like, oh, my baby's wife, just translating it. And I got a Word document with the lyrics, and I don't know if it, do you guys know if it means something or if it's just random?
I think it's half and half, because there are some words that like mean things and some words that are just like, we're just gonna go with something that kind of fits the rhyming scheme here.
Yeah, or like sounds enough like it.
If anyone from Sims is going to find this podcast and listen to it, can we please bring back cars so we can drive around in the neighborhood and have open neighborhoods again?
Yes.
Why did they take that away?
Sims 5 is coming.
Yeah, but do we know what Sims 5 is going to be like?
We're going to make sure it has cars.
It's apparently going to be like an online component that's like online gaming. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I want Sims to be like that.
I want to rot for 6 hours or more and just like, I don't want to play with other people. I want to just sit in my little cabin and just
yeah, like this is my world. Don't come into it. Like someone puts on like CC where they're like murderers. Like I don't want that in my neighborhood. Like I keep my neighborhood safe.
The scare when a vampire comes to your door and you think you're going to be, oh God, I can't. I get so scared.
Or the burglar in Sims 2. Damn.
Or the Kraken in Sims 3. Do you remember that? When you were swimming?
The Kraken?
Yes! The Kraken. Me and my sister me and my sister being like grown-ups. We were playing Sims upstairs and the Kraken came when we were swimming and we had to like run out of the room because we were so scared. But bring back Kraken, it was so good.
To get it back on topic, you have a song called "The Driver Saved My Night," where you talk about an experience where you're in a car being kind of sad and some songs come on the radio and they turns it up real loud. What songs were the taxi driver playing?
Yeah, that's a song I wrote for the second album with Carolina Eileen from Norway.
Love her.
Yes.
We went to the same university.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's so cool. She's brilliant. I've learned so much about songwriting and vocals from her. So love her. But yeah, we wrote that and we all wanted, probably because we had 3 Scandies in a room, all massive ABBA fans. And we were just like, that energy that ABBA brings of like joyful music. We're so thankful for the music. And how it like literally, feels like a lifesaver on days where you're having a shit day and you just want to hear your favorite song. But I think on the radio, one thing is like having a song like in my playlist that I'll love listening to, but it's something about being in the car, listening to the radio, and then a big pop song comes on, like Ariana Grande, Into You.
So true.
Will forever be one of my favorite songs of hers.
So true. So true.
That whole album. I love the Scandi American crossover there.
Yeah.
Like that, the Max Martin with the vocals of Ariana Grande and the way she calms her vocals as well. I've seen videos of that online. Sick. And it looks so, it's something incredibly exciting to just watch someone be incredibly good at what they do. And you just get inspired by the joy of her singing.
So let's go into a little game. We like playing games on this podcast. Time for another round of Popheads Gone Viral. Nowadays, so many old songs are going viral and even climbing into the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. We're going to give you some songs that we think go big in the charts once again through 4 different methods. Are you ready, Sigrid, to make these songs go to the top?
Yes, let's go.
So there are 4 ways to make this song go viral. It can feature Ariana Grande, very topical. A country cover, a la Luke Combs' cover of Fast Car. The Glee cast cover, the song, or a pop punk version. So the first song is ABBA, Super Trooper.
Lol. Oh, this is amazing. Okay.
We're going to go featuring Ariana Grande, country cover, Glee cast cover, or pop punk version.
Tonight the Super Trooper. I mean, it screams Glee cover. Okay. Imagine this. The year is maybe, when was that thing again? Was that like 2012? Oh, 10. Yeah. I was in high school watching it. Okay. So it will be choreography and it would be in that main auditorium, I think, in the school. But you would have like a practice scene before in their practice room and it would be some drama and who's going to sing the solo, blah, blah, blah. But the main, what's her name again? Rachel will get the solo in the end.
Yeah, I could see that.
I feel like this could be something that at sectionals you hear one of the other groups doing, like right before, like the group that's like super good, but they're just like a little too happy.
And the groups that are actual Glee clubs.
Yeah, they're like actual Glee clubs. It's like actually a cappella.
Also, it could be featured in like Pitch Perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
True. Very true.
But also, Ariana Grande...
She would kill it.
Of course, she could kill any song. But do you remember when she did the live performance of Save Your Tears with The Weeknd at an award show, I think?
Yeah, the AMAs.
That production, if that was Super Trooper, I think she would do some insane ad-libs towards the end of Super Trooper, maybe. Because it kind of has the same beat.
Yeah. Especially if it was kind of like 80s, like The Weeknd 80s-ified. Ooh.
Yeah. Like glossy, Max Martin, Oscar Holter, Oscar Gurris type of...
I could feel like Super Trooper with The Weeknd and Ariana Grande together. No ABBA, just The Weeknd and Ariana.
So wait, what are we going with in the end?
I'll go Glee.
I actually think I would like a pop punk version of Super Trooper. I can see that go very hard.
I think I'm also going to go with Glee. I think you sold me on Glee.
The second song is by Norwegian and Danish, but we don't talk about the Danish part, supergroup Aqua. Barbie Girl.
Of course.
Very topical.
Ariana Grande, country cover, Glee cast cover, pop punk version. And I'm already sold on pop punk.
Pop punk, for sure.
And now I'm just imagining a country cover of Barbie Girl.
I think we are probably going to see a pop punk version on TikTok.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe it's probably there already. That song should have been in the Barbie film.
Who would do the Glee cast version?
Oh, Mercedes.
Because I'm picturing Tina right now for some reason, but I feel like it'd probably be Kitty or Quinn. I could see Quinn doing it.
Oh, yeah. She has a voice for Barbie Girl.
I love this.
Yeah, Glee cast. You convinced me on the Glee cast.
Okay, I'm not even convinced on the Glee cast. I think I want pop punk version for this. Even though I'd love to hear Luke Combs cover it. I think I'm going to go with pop punk version.
Yeah, I'm going to go pop punk as well. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, the next one is Complicated by Avril Lavigne. And I have a question for you before we go in. How would you pronounce Avril Lavigne?
Oh.
Yeah, because Sarah Larson had a revelation on this podcast about how to pronounce the name Avril Lavigne.
She was saying Avril Lavigne.
Huh? Lavigne?
Yeah, when I grew up, I thought it was Avril Lavigne.
Lavigne. I think I probably said Avril Lavigne or something like that when I was younger. But yeah, what was she would do?
Ariana Grande, country cover, Glee cast, or pop punk version?
Country.
I think so too.
It has a little bit of a dun, 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 dun.
And like Maren Morris doing this, or like Kelsey Ballerini.
I love Maren Morris.
Casey Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves.
Yes.
We'll get into Casey Musgraves later. But.
Someone with like a raspy voice.
Okay, so Complicated. I think I'm going to go with country cover. Are you country cover as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes the most sense.
I think we're all.
Hell yeah. Okay, we have one more. And this is Call Your Girlfriend by Robin.
Oh.
Ariana Grande, country cover, Glee cast, or pop punk?
I love the idea of Robin and Ariana Grande singing together. That would be a power festive vocal.
Yes, I'd need the production to like calm down just a little bit to fit both of them on that song, because I don't think there is room right now for another singer on that song. Everything is at like a 10 production wise, but I agree. I think Ariana Grande might be my pick for this.
I would just love to hear Selena Gomez sing it as well. In a more like in a slightly different production, but with her voice.
Like Same Old Love.
Yeah, Same Old Love probably.
Congrats on completing the game. We did great.
Ooh, that was fun.
Okay, we have one last game for you that I like to call It's a 10, but where we'll say a song that we think is a certified 10, but give it a little twist. Then we all have to decide on a scale from 0 to 10 if that twist has ruined or improved the song. Can we still keep these bangers 10 out of 10 hot? Let's find out.
I love these games.
First one is Easy on Me by Adele, but it is a full rock chorus at the end.
I don't know if I like that idea.
Me neither.
Yeah, because it's already like such a swelling song that like swelling it up to that point just kind of like brings it down to a level where Adele doesn't belong.
Would it be half beat or would it be like 4 to the floor?
I imagine to probably be like Happier Than Ever kind of style, so probably like halftime.
Oh, yeah, I can see that working.
I think I'm going to give it an 8 now. It's dropping down to an 8 for me because I need to hear it in practice. Maybe a 9. Like, I don't think it would ruin the song, but I just don't think it would keep the same vibe that the song originally had.
If Kelly Clarkson did a cover of it with a rock chorus at the end,
maybe an 11.
Big possibility of an 11, but I think I agree.
I'm going 8.
I'm going 9.
I'm going to go 7. The next song is High Horse by Casey Musgraves, but every time she starts the chorus, there's a key change and it goes up half a step.
The love on top treatment. I love a key change.
Me too.
Let's go. I think 12 for me.
12? Oh.
In theory.
I'd love to hear it, but replacing the original song, I don't know. Or maybe like
a remix.
I don't know. I probably actually really like that. I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 10. I think it's kind of the same song.
This just gets higher and higher and higher horse. High Horse, the Higher Horse remix.
Let's try and sell it in.
The next one is California by Joni Mitchell, my favorite song by her. But it's re-recorded in Simlish. And I mean, re-recorded this year. Like, she re-records it herself.
Very trippy to think about.
You know, I'm going to give it an 11 just for the absurdity. I would love it.
The thing is, for me, I think it would still be a 10 because growing up listening to songs in English, I was basically listening to it in Simlish because you would not understand a singular word. And it was still bopping.
But I think that's so on point too, though, growing up with English as the second language, that we probably had no idea what all our favorite songs were about.
It's just like listening to Fame by Lady Gaga in 2008, just singing along to those songs, not knowing what they were about.
And sometimes you'll just sing along with words that kind of sound like the version, but it's probably not the same thing, you know, similar noise, so it's fine.
Okay, so where are you going with what number Joni Mitchell in Simlish?
I'm going to give it a 10. Still going to be good.
All right, nice. We kept it very 10 out of 10.
We're so nice.
Well, these are hard songs to destroy, I gotta say.
Sure.
Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, but there's no metaphor. It's literally about a vampire.
That would just increase my enjoyment.
I would like it, I think. It would maybe feel a bit reminiscent of some pop music from like 2010-ish, maybe.
The Twilight soundtrack era.
Yeah.
So I was originally going to say like 5. I'm not going to lie. I was like, it's going to be corny, and just like, that's the whole point of the song, is that it has some sort of like cool kind of metaphor. But now that you guys think that it'd be a sleigh, I'm kind of like, maybe it will be a sleigh. I don't know.
You're allowed to have your unslay opinions, AJ.
It could be pretty camp. Like, it could be actually really fun.
How silly it is would just make the song better.
Sure.
So maybe I'll give it a 9. I don't know. It'll be great in some way. It's an 11 in some ways, and it's a 5 in other ways.
I agree with that. It could either work or not work at all.
I'm going to give it an 11. I could see her doing it. She could do it.
All right. So you only released your most recent album last year, and now the hype's coming out. And what's next? And like, is it like you're releasing more music already? Is that motivated by like inspiration, productivity, impatience?
I think it's driven by my motivation, actually. How from the first album to the second album, I think I waited, was it 2 years or something? No, more. Oh my God, 3 years, which is not that long. And like, it takes time to write good music. And I want to be proud of everything that I put out. I don't want it to feel forced or rushed or like I'm not happy with it. Then I would rather postpone. But yeah, I've been writing all year and I really wanted to put something out. It feels like every time you release some new music, you get some new energy into the project. And it feels really good to be able to talk about my music, like in interviews and promo, have new songs on stage. And I just love hype so much. Didn't want to wait, put it out. But yeah, it's been so cool. It's been received already pretty well, I think, especially on live shows. So that's very exciting.
I'd say it's personally one of my like top 5, I want to say, like top 5 songs of yours already.
Oh, thank you.
Is it leading up to anything? Is there anything else that you're kind of like thinking of releasing soon?
Yeah, I'm not going away. I'm in the studio a lot. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah.
Totally fine. I like that soundbite.
Good shit. And I must say that the hype was really fun live. I saw it at the and the crowd was so hyped for it.
Thank you.
Also, she was in your Instagram post in the crowd.
Yeah, so it was front row.
Oh my God.
Front row, baby.
I love that.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me on.
And also shout out to Noah for the theme music, and make sure to rate and review us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on right now. And we'll see you next time.